The whole crowd in the brightly lit concert hall chanted as Hawaiian stepped on the stage. They all went crazy as soon as they saw her on the big screen. The concert started and everybody was singing together with her, adoring how lovely her voice sounds. While everyone was jumping, screaming and singing, there stood a man in the front row only admiring her beauty silently. The way she moved, the pink glittery Tata mic in front of her lips made him grin evilly. He wants that mic to be his thing and him to be in control to move it around her lips. He couldn't help but stare. She looked like an angel to him. She looked so innocent and pure, it only made him want to corrupt her with all his might, every day and every night. His thoughts came to a halt when he heard two young boys talking about Hawaiian in a way he never approves of. Look at her, oh my God! He cursed under his breath. His blood boiled while his jaw clenched. He wanted to rip their tongue out so they would never dare to speak about her like that ever again. But he knows he can never do that there. In the concert hall, he can't disturb Hawaiian's performance by any means. He went out of there before glancing at Hawaiian one last time. Meet you soon, my Hawaiian. Once he was in the parking lot, he pressed the button on the car key, the key which he stole from someone, and the lights flashed from a certain small red-colored car. Hey you, get away, this is our car, idiot. The same two boys stood there. Jungkook looked at the parking lot. The concert was over. Mostly the cars were gone. They will be alone in a few minutes. He moved towards the boy and stood in front of them, eyeing them down. They looked so tiny in front of his large muscular body. Without any notice, the first boy was done in his chest. The boy trembled and tried to push the man away, but he doesn't budge an inch. He did it again, now directly into his heart, as it gushed out from his mouth and chest. You wanted to touch what is only mine? One done with each word. The other boy was startled. His mind became numb. He ran towards the empty parking lot, leaving his friend behind. Jungkook left his body on the ground and looked to his side. He saw that the other boy was almost out of his sight. He took the knife in his hand and ran after him. Listen, kid, don't make it more difficult for yourself. Come out. You are doing it either way. The boy screamed as his eyes snapped open and his neck got engulfed with a rope tightly. The boy's face turned blue and his movement came to a halt as he lied there. How many times do I have to tell? She's only mine. Now see, you're gone. You're gone terribly. So much pain for someone so young. I feel bad for you. With that, he stood up and left from there. Now he felt calm and peace. Hawaiian's point of view. Finally I'm home, my sweet home. Hawaiian hurriedly flopped her heels to the side and fell flat on her big couch as she turned on the big television in front of her. Her phone vibrated. She smiled while looking at the text she got from her brother Yoongi. Breaking news! 2 dead bodies were found at the parking lot of Seoul's main concert hall just a few hours ago. It is reported that the boys were very young and had no reason to be murdered. The fans of great Miss Min Hawaiian had been demanding extra security for her as she also had concert there today. What? Her phone vibrated again and she looked at the message from an unknown number. Hawaiian, you home? She sighed. The same random text she gets all the time. Now it had become one of her habits to block a number every day. She had not talked about this to anyone as she gets so many spam messages daily. She was about to press the block option when she received a text again. Hawaiian, don't you dare to block my number this time. She ignored the warning text as she pressed the block option without any second thought. However, the man on the other side throws the phone on the wall as he screamed from his lungs when he saw that he was blocked again. Hawaiian, You will regret it. It's been nearly 1,000 times when he was ignored by the only person he wants attention from. He cannot stay away from her anymore, especially after today when he saw her that close in such a sexy yet innocent way. He wants to take her innocence and teach her a lesson while punishing her in a most devastating manner. The bright sunlight from the window fell directly on Hawaiian's alluring face as she rubbed her eyes. She picked up her phone from the table beside her to check the time. Her eyes shot open and she immediately stood up from the couch, her hands trembling while her body temperature rose. What the hell is this? She saw her pictures from last night, sleeping on the couch, a tattooed hand touching her face, gently caressing her hair. Her brother lives in Busan and works as a senior police inspector there. She needs to inform this either to her manager Taehyung or her brother Yoongi at any cost. If someone was there inside the house, even though all doors were locked, it must be someone really dangerous. Her phone jiggled in her hands as it vibrated, and there was a text message from the same unknown number again. I like it when you sleep, when your chest goes up and down slowly and patiently. It makes me want to hear your heartbeat all night. For you are so beautiful, yet so unaware of it. I want to see your face before sleeping every night. Hawaiian was beyond terrified. She drank some cold water and tried to relax her mind. She had been living alone for many years now, but she had never felt this unprotected. She gathered some strength and called Taehyung. She told him everything about what happened. He was not believing her at first, but when she sent him the pictures, he was also bewildered. In the evening, Taehyung came to Hawaiian's home with her favorite fried chicken and coke. His plan was to stay with her tonight. He cannot leave her alone, especially when she was so scared as hell. They were watching a movie as she was sitting beside Taehyung on the couch. It was nearly midnight now. Hawaiian's phone vibrated and her smile faded. She doesn't want to check her phone, so she just turned a blind eye and continued to watch the movie. Her phone vibrated again. She gulped hard and picked up the phone slowly with trembling hands. Tell this man to leave. Taehyung noticed the sudden silence that had invaded them. He looked to his side and saw her frightened state. What happened? Everything alright? It's him. He knows you are here. He grabbed the phone from her hands and was about to check the message when suddenly the lights go out in the entire house. Relax, I'll go check. She hurriedly held his hand. No, don't leave me alone. Hawaiian, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here only. I'll just go and check the power circuit quickly. Just stay here. I'll be right back. She felt herself drowning in fear and nervousness. She took deep breaths to ease her mind, but all her efforts came to a pause when her phone vibrated as a text message popped on the screen again. Hawaiian, you don't take me seriously, do you? He'll be gone just because of your stupidity now. Her eyes widened. She heard Taehyung scream, the worst she wanted to imagine at a time like this. As she was nearing the main power circuit, she saw droplets of blood on the floor. Her eyes filled with tears without her realization. Taehyung, she cannot imagine if something happens to him because of her. As she turned around, she saw Taehyung standing there while sucking on his finger in his mouth. Hawaiian, what are you doing here? I told you to wait. Why is there blood on the floor? Oh, that I cut my finger with the wire, see? Why are you crying? She doesn't utter a word and hugged him tightly while hot tears escaped from her eyes. Thank God you're fine, Tae. I got so worried. Hawaiian, what has gotten into you today? I'm completely fine, look. He pulled out from the hug and opened his arm to let her see that he was completely unharmed. Now, let me fix this. She let go of the hug and he fixed the broken wires. And we are done, he said, and the whole house filled up with brightness again. They went into the living area again. Hawaiian hurriedly picked up her phone from the couch and just then it vibrated again, indicating a new message. Next time, it will not be a warning. What happened, Hawaiian? Why are you so tensed? She swiftly hides her phone in her pocket. She doesn't want him to be involved in something that could risk his life. She wouldn't be able to forgive herself if something happens to him. Nothing. I want you to leave right now. What? He asked in disbelief. Just go. I want to be alone. Did I do anything wrong? No, it's just I want to be alone. Go away, Taehyung. I told you I don't need you here. He flinched. He was not used to her cold behavior at all. She had never spoken like this to him ever before. He doesn't know what he should do at this moment. You sure? Yes, please leave, she replied coldly, but deep inside all she wanted was him to stay. As soon as he left, she locked the doors carefully, switched off the lights and lay on the couch. The time was 2 a.m. She doesn't even remember when she slept there on the couch while thinking about all those things in the dark. Then she heard slow and steady footsteps in the distance. She knew someone else was there in her home. She silently tried to grab her phone from the table in order to call the police for help, but it clatters to the ground. She cursed under her breath. She fell to her knees on the floor to pick up the phone. That's when she felt it. A presence at her back. She ran faster than she could. A smile appeared on her lips as her mind did a victory dance when she saw her room just a few steps away from her. Even before she could register what was happening, a strong hand wrapped around her neck from behind, cutting her breathing. Where do you think you're going, my little Hawaiian? He turned her around roughly, his hand tightly wrapped around her neck. That was when she saw those dark, deep eyes for the first time. She felt a sudden darting pain in her head, the pain which she had never experienced before, certainly worse than a migraine. He looked eternal, beyond handsome, while a small scar on his left cheek made his heavenly face more attractive. She had never seen someone as graceful yet dangerous as him. Who are you? He brought his lips near her ear and inhaled her scent. Jungkook, he whispered in his rough, husky voice. A shiver ran through her body when she felt his lips on her neck as he sucked her skin roughly, then nibbled on the same spot, making her gasp in pain. Doing it for him was always associated with violence, something that should be rough, brutal, hard, and unbearable for his partner, and today it was Hawaiian. She knew she had to do something if she wanted to save herself. Without wasting any more time, she kicked him where sun never shines. His grip on her body loosened at the sudden sharp pain, and she took that opportunity to rush to her room and lock the door behind her. He was not angry, but chuckled at her cute little effort of running away from him. Chase, that was the other thing besides violence that encouraged him to break her innocence the way he wants her to be, scared, crying and begging. Do you think you can run away from me, Hawaiian? If I could come inside your home even when all the doors are locked, then do you really believe that this mere piece of wood could stop me? Her eyes widened when she heard him. She had never felt this terrified in her whole life. What do you want? Today, he just wanted to tease her a little, to show her what is coming her way. Think of it like this. You're my favorite pet, and I have to make sure you can never run away from me, like you did today. Listen, I understand if you're my fan, but this is not what civils do. I am being perfectly civil, and nobody tells me what to do. He was not angry before, but now he was. Fading sounds of footsteps were heard as he left her place after saying that. She doesn't even realize, but she slept on the floor last night. She flinched in her sleep as her eyes shot open when she heard thumping sounds at her door. The time on the clock showed 10 a.m. Hawaiian doesn't even realize, but she slept on the floor last night. She flinched in her sleep as her eyes shot open when she heard thumping sounds at her door. She was still not out from the disturbing events of yesterday's night. She trembled while her mind told her not to open the door. Who's there? Who could it be, Hawaiian? It's me, your manager Taehyung. She released a sigh of relief as she heard his voice. I am waiting for you in the living area. Get ready and come downstairs. We have to meet your designer today. Don't be late. She facepalmed herself. She had completely forgotten about her meeting with the designer. I'll be downstairs in a minute. She hurriedly took a bath and wore a simple black dress. Her eyes widened when she saw a big blue mark on her neck. Oh God! She rubbed it forcefully. No. What if Taehyung sees it? He'll tell Yoongi Oppa. She tried to cover it with her hair, but it was a risky idea. She hurriedly picked up her concealer as she applied it on her neck. It covered the mark perfectly. She breathed out firmly once as she put a fake smile on her lips and went downstairs. Hi guys, thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day. Bye.